I agree, and I think what you mentioned earlier about the culture change, and developing a winning culture, it has a lot to do with Mike Brown and, like you said, Monte McNair. And are we going to be looking at a team that might have the executive of the year and coach of the year? Like, I think so. But I know we're focusing on coach of the year. But I think you mentioned McNair, and he has just as much credit, I think, as Brown does. But he hired Brown, he brought in all these guys, and Mike Brown just ran with it and has just done an exceptional job.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think we kind of did make the argument around the new year. I mean, obviously Mike Brown's carried a lot of weight, like I said, but it's like Monte McNair freaking wrote the blueprints on this house, built the framework for it, and then allowed essentially Mike Brown to furnish it. Maybe that's not a great metaphor, but
no, I think it's good. I think that's a really good metaphor.
and it's
Because
just
he
like,
brought in Brown, he brought in all the pieces. He laid. I mean, at the end of the day, McNair laid the groundwork. He did. He
mhm.
built this team, and then you got Mike Brown just running with it. And he's, like I already said, he's done an exceptional job. He's really built this culture. You can hear my cat in the background. She's itching herself. But yeah, I mean, credit to both of them. They've done so well. No one would have expected the Kings to be the second seed at this point in the year, like where they are. And like I said, or we said, a playoff team. They're pretty sure to make it at this point. So,
And I would put it this way too, just like for why McNair should win it. If we're talking about Mike Brown being the runaway favorite to win Coach of the Year at this point, Mike Brown wouldn't have come to Sacramento if Monte McNair hadn't done the things that he did. Because Mike Brown was coming from the Warriors, a winning organization. Now, it would have been very hard for the Kings with a snap of a finger to portray themselves as a winning organization, but to portray themselves as an organization that has their shit together after over a decade. I mean, you go from the Maloofs to fucking Vivek Ranadive, and
yeah.
who wants to go there? I mean, we remember, I think it was either after Michael Malone's firing or after George Karl's firing, Kings were quote unquote interested in Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale's like, I don't want to fucking coach there. Like, what? You crazy? So it's like, for almost that reason alone, you're like, man, night and day difference. Like Rudy Gay's whole basketball hell thing, that's dissipating at this point. It ain't really basketball hell anymore, like at all.
I know. I got a couple of basketball hell shirts on the Cap City Crown shop, and I think it might be almost time to take those down.
Yeah, you might want to call it. What would be a good thing? It's basketball. Was it basketball purgatory now?
It's basketball heaven.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll just win the championship this year.
Dude, maybe they'll win the next 6.